So here's the crazy thing, and this is what I teach my customers. So I knew this going in, and it's that visibility, even visibility on the Netflix stage, a global stage with millions of people. And we were like, it trended on Netflix for 3 solid weeks. We had billboards in Times Square and LA, like this thing blew it up.
Mm-hmm.
And even with all of that visibility, okay, it is still a 15 minutes of fame situation. And unless you can take that and you use it for yourself, which I can share some examples on how I did,
Yeah.
then it just disappears. It's just gone in a flash. That's why chasing vanity metrics and chasing visibility is not the answer to your business problem.
Hey, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of the Beauty and You podcast. Our guest today is a total powerhouse. You've seen her dominate on the hit Netflix series, The Trust, but her impact goes far beyond the screen. She's a best-selling author, social media sales expert, and the brilliant CEO of Build and Monetize Agency, where she helps entrepreneurs turn their online presence into a profit-generating machine. Get ready to learn, be inspired, and take notes. Welcome to the Beauty and You podcast, Lindsey. Hi, how are you?
Hey, Chiquita, so great to be here. I'm doing great.
I'm super excited. I've been waiting for this since our pre-interview. I couldn't wait to talk to you.
It's going to be awesome. I can't wait.
So you are a Netflix star. Did you know that?
I have definitely been on Netflix. That is accurate. Yes.
No, you are. And I really wanted to dive into your experience, especially being a mom and just putting yourself out there. But I first wanted to ask you, what made you go on Netflix?
Because I'll try everything about 1.5 times there, Chiquita. And so one day it was kind of wild. So I'm a huge Big Brother fan. I've watched 20 summers worth of Big Brother. And because I've been on social media so frequently for the last 20 years, one day I come into my office and there is a Netflix producer and saying, "Hey, Lindsey, we saw you on social media. We have a reality show that you would be perfect for. Do you have a passport and can you leave in 3 weeks?" And I was like, I'm married and can my kids watch it? Are we good there? And they
Yeah.
were like, yes. And so off to the Dominican Republic I went. So I love reality TV. I love an adventure. I love new experiences because the more new experiences you have, the better your life perspective is. So I kind of go yes on a lot of crazy things like that, I suppose.
Oh my God. You did something that I don't think I would ever do. I do remember telling you I want to be a host. I would love to be a host
You did
on a
say
reality
that.
show, like look super cute or the cute outfits. But as far as like putting yourself out there, how was that?
So when I did it, so here's the crazy thing. So I like go there and there's 14 people in the house. So the premise of the show is 14 people from all walks of life in a beautiful house in the Dominican Republic, $250,000 up for grabs. We can either all get along and split the money evenly, which we didn't do,
Nope.
or vote each other out and keep more for ourselves. And so going there and like doing it was really awesome. Where the part that maybe I didn't forecast so much was giving a editing suite of Netflix editors 3 weeks of footage of me in a house having conversations being recorded 24 hours a day, and how they could possibly edit that. So was the edit what what the story was in my own head? No, it wasn't. But did it happen? Yeah, those things did happen. Was there like much deeper context than 8 hours worth of TV? And does the way that looks on TV make me pause maybe next time before they ask me if I'll go on a show again? So ultimately, it was awesome until like the show aired, and then it was like, okay, this is a little intense.
Hmm. Yeah, watching yourself back.
It was
It's
crazy. And it
like,
was like 9 months later, like it was water under the bridge. Life has gone on. You're not even that same person anymore.
yeah.
And as it was kind of like an out of body experience to kind of watch that because suddenly I'm watching as a third person watching myself on TV. And then, of course, like all the social media comments about
Mhm.
how other people are interpreting you. It was a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I know it couldn't have been easy watching yourself on TV. Tell me how that experience was for you and how your family reacted to that.
Yeah, so I have three kids under 15. So they were all actually really excited that I was going to be on Netflix, fully supportive of me going on the show and leaving for 3 weeks. And so when the show comes on, it was a little bit like a out of body experience, sitting there 9 months later, watching yourself on the screen, and basically, they got the real dramatic moments. So being like, well, I mean, yeah, I did kind of blow up at that guy, and yeah, I did kind of like do that. That is all very accurate. I can kind of see why that is all happening. But like ultimately, my family very supportive. The kids watched it. We still joke about it all the time. I think they tell, I was just like, I showed up in a middle school chat group thread just the other day because I have memes about me.
Oh
So
my
like it's
gosh.
not bad. And I mean, it was really great. But I think the main takeaway was, and the most interesting part of the whole thing is it's published, and half of the comments, like the ones on Reddit, like there's nothing more terrifying than reading Reddit threads with your name in the
Oh
title every
yeah.
morning.
They're
So there's a lot
crazy.
of that, which is a lot of people are like, you are like the worst person that's ever lived. You totally suck. I hate you.
Mm.
And then the other half, and it was like half and half, which was real interesting at the time, is like, you remind me of myself. You are so awesome. You should have
Mhm.
won. And ultimately, like I walk away from that being like, everybody watched the same 8 hours of TV. And the people who hated me, and it was obvious in their comments, I obviously reminded them of, their ex-girlfriend who broke their heart, or their mom who they aren't necessarily getting along with. And everyone was really just filtering those 8 hours through their perception. And like it
Mhm.
wasn't reality. It wasn't my reality because I went to the show understanding what my values were and how I was playing, that I wanted to play a straight game and do all these sort of things. And so you have to walk. So I walked away with that being like a bigger life lesson, which is you can't control other people's perceptions. That even includes your close family members. You think your
Yeah.
husband knows you really, really well? He's still filtering all of that through his own perception. So ultimately, I walked away being like, as long as I am walking in my values and I'm doing what is right, that is all I can control because I cannot control anyone else's perception of me. And so it was a big life lesson for me, and I appreciated the experience for that.
I think that's a huge life lesson, period. Like anything that you experience, anything that you're going to go through is like ultimately you got to know yourself. You have to know who you are. You have to know your values and what you stand for, because reality TV can do one or two things. Either you're going to be the rock star and you're going to really explode from it, or you're going to be the most hated from it and you're going to have to deal with those consequences as well. If you don't know yourself, you can spiral from that. If you get the 10 minutes of fame and then it goes away and you don't know who you are, you can spiral from that. And so I think that walking in knowing who you are, like, I'm Lindsey, I know who I am, I know what my values are, I know what my core values are. People are going to say whatever about me, but I know who I am and I have a close group of people who love me that know who I am too. I think that plays a huge part in you being able to deal with everything that came after that.
Yeah, it was a real blessing because like I was really aware of that, and I know that there was some of my co-stars, because we were in communication a lot, and they would struggle with it, and they were social media influencers who like legitimate social media influencers. I always ran my social media like a business owner, so I didn't have like hundreds and thousands of followers that they did. And so, especially like the women, like
Mm-hmm.
I know that you love to talk about women's issues. The women on reality TV are not treated fairly. It's bull crap. They say stuff to you in the comments that the dudes don't get.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Anyway, so there was like the females definitely struggled because you're just taken out by your looks and your emotions, and like it's crazy.
Mm-hmm. everything, what you're wearing, how you're
Yeah,
acting,
and
you're
no
whining
one's
too
talking
much
about the dudes who wear the same t-shirt,
the
but if
whole
I wear
time.
the same t-shirt
Oh, it's a
every
problem.
single episode, then I'm gonna get called out.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's crazy.
it's definitely crazy. And even on the show, first of all, your outfits on the show were beautiful. Like you looked stunning, every
Oh,
outfit.
that's so nice. I
So,
wouldn't necessarily say like I was surrounded by some very beautiful women there,
mhm.
and they were very helpful. Like they would like loan me earrings and stuff like that. Like they were fashion forward, right? So I appreciate any compliments I get on that because it's not necessarily what I'd be like, that is my super strong suit. I just kind of wear what I'm comfortable with. So,
So now you are back home. You've been back home
yes.
for a while now. What opportunities have you seen come from being on the show? More so positive than negative, right?
All positive. So
Perfect.
so here's the crazy thing, and this is what I teach my customers. So I knew this going in, and it's this, and it's that visibility, even visibility on the Netflix stage, a global stage with millions of people. And we were like, it trended on Netflix for 3 solid weeks. We had billboards in Times Square and LA, like this thing blew it up.
Mm-hmm.
And even with all of that visibility, okay, it is still a 15 minutes of fame situation. And unless you can take that and you use it for yourself, which I can share some examples on how I did,
Yeah.
then it just disappears. It's just gone in a flash. That's why chasing vanity metrics and chasing visibility is not the answer to your business problems if you're a business owner.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, it opened doors that I would have never been able to open. So it's opened opportunities for speaking engagements because I definitely share that I've been on Netflix. It's an automatic credibility booster. Do
Mm-hmm.
I pick the person who is on Netflix or not on Netflix? Like you're gonna pay attention to me because I can lead with that and because I understand that and you go to a networking event. I do like a lot of networking. I love to meet people. I lead with it. So when they leave the networking event, it's who did you meet? I met this girl who was on Netflix. It was crazy. So you're memorable. And so as long as you know how to use it, it's generated hundreds of thousands of dollars for me because I've understood how to really utilize that visibility for my benefit,
Yeah,
but
and it's
not because millions of people saw me and hundreds of people and thousands of people joined my Instagram and started throwing money at me. That did not happen.
I
That will not happen.
I think that's like should I call it a myth? I think that's like the
A huge
biggest
myth.
like misconception about that is like more followers is more money or more I don't want to say more gain. I have a million followers. I'm making $1 million a year. That is not
Yeah.
necessarily true, and it's not about that. So it's really about knowing who you are, knowing who your niche. I say your niche because I niched all the way down, right? Through working with women who heal, and then even further, mostly working with women of color, giving us the
Yeah.
opportunities that we may not get. And so, really understanding your audience and knowing how to speak when the opportunity comes and utilize that. But a lot of people believe if I get on this show and, like you said, millions of people watch it, and then I gain all these people, they're gonna like me, and I'm gonna make all this money, and then I'm gonna be it, and then it doesn't work, and they're like, what do I do now?
It's a disappointment, it's a crash. And, it was even obvious in the house. So, as I mentioned, I was surrounded by people who had legitimate social media followings. And like
Mm-hmm.
there was discussions in the house of, I can't wait till the show comes out. It's going to be so great. I'm going to finally have what I deserve. My ship's going to come in sort of comments. And it just doesn't happen, and it's just not reality. And so don't judge. All those numbers don't really mean anything.
They don't. They really, really don't. How do you, because you use social media as your business, it's a part of your
Yes.
business and strategy. How do you change that mindset in your clients when they're coming to you and they're like, listen, I need 1 million followers. Can you make me some money with my 1 million followers? How do
Yeah,
you
we
help
always,
shift
so
that
when we
mindset?
work with people on social media, so we have to always bust that. Always. And
Yes.
it's like an onion. So it's like they understand it. You say, hey, influencers post to be liked and business owners post to get paid. And like this is a constant drumbeat with my customers and something that I'm always saying. But you always have to remind people because the pull of influencer sort of posts is so strong. So it's like maybe I'm helping like one of the number one real estate agents, and they're posting about real estate and here's the market and here's what I know and here's my expertise and all this. And then they're pulled to like post a whole bunch of pictures about their kids or about their pets or about their personal life, because all of a sudden you start posting stuff like that and it gets so many likes and so many comments and all these sort of things. And so they're pulled that direction. But if that's all you're posting, yes, people may like your kids. And yes, I might be able to post the funniest freaking cat meme and get 50,000 likes on that thing.
Cats.
But that does not mean I'm in my authority, that they will buy from me, that they even understand what I do. And so every month for the people that work with us, we have what's called a visibility report, a momentum report, and it outlines 5 factors that is not about views and likes. It's how many DMs are you getting? How many qualified sales calls are coming in? How many high quality relationships have you made on social media? That is actually what equals sales, not views. Because I mean, there are some funny cat memes, and I could definitely have an account of that.
Yes.
But
We
no
can
one
do
will
it.
buy from me.
No one, not at all. They're like, you're the cat woman. What are you talking about? Like, you just do funny. I'm not
It's
gonna.
pretty easy to get likes on social media. You just
Yeah.
have to be a little shocking, but
Yeah.
that doesn't mean people will trust you enough to buy from you.
Absolutely. Definitely about that know, like, and trust. And I've built so many connections. Like my Instagram, I love it for the connections, even working with the nonprofit or people wanting to volunteer, or even with the podcast. I've definitely used it as a way to just connect and build those relationships. And once people know, like, and trust, yes, they will buy, but never for the numbers. I mean, I can pull up my insights and say, oh my God, I lost this many followers today. It is what it is. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah. And I feel like, in terms of AI and the way that social media and stuff is
Yeah.
going, I don't know about you, but I'll look at my TikTok feed and be like, is that like a real person or is that a computer? Like
Yeah.
big question marks. Like it's sometimes hard to tell right now. Imagine what it's going to be like a year from now. So my personal view is, and how I share with my clients and what we strategize about is it's not is showing up authentically and looking at those relationships and making high quality relationships on social media at scale versus, which means commenting, liking, you adding people to your sphere, you reaching out and getting to know people. I call it virtual networking. So you virtual network just like on social, like you would at a regular event. And when you look at it from a micro level like that, they're real people and I'm connecting, then the macro actually starts taking care of itself. And ultimately, I think that's where social media is going. It's an opportunity to meet real live people, and you want to be viewing it like that. So Netflix producers is a perfect example. I've met NFL players. I met you. I've met people on the cover of Forbes. You can meet anybody on social media. You just need an intent. Like, what is your intent? And then you go after it. You can meet anybody.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Use it, not just hide behind the screen, likes, all the things. Use the connection and really get to know who they are. I love following you and watching what you're doing and watching what you have coming up. It's awesome to see. And even, utilizing being on Netflix and then your speaking opportunities and what you did before that. I mean, I think it's amazing. And so I like watching you to learn from you as well. Like, okay, what is she doing now? That is so cool. Okay, how do I get to that level? What am I able to do? And so I think it's important to really, really build those relationships, knowing who you are and just really having that awesome mindset.
Yeah, and you and I connecting already is proof of that, high quality connections. So glad we met, and we just met through social media.
Yeah. As a lot of people, I'm like, I met them on Instagram. Matter of fact, everyone I'm interviewing today,
It's Instagram. Listen, everybody.
Instagram.
Don't just sit back and wait for people to throw their money at you on social. Reach out. Who do you want to get to know? Who's aligned with you? Who is like you?
This podcast episode is brought to you by FEMFORCE, the ultimate solution for entrepreneurs craving consistent professional content without the hassle. Say goodbye to content creation overwhelm and hello to streamlined process that delivers 50 to 60 stunning photos and short video clips in just 1 hour. With shoots held at Instagram-worthy locations across cities like Austin, Atlanta, Dallas, DC, Denver, Houston, Miami, Nashville, Phoenix, and Tampa, FEMFORCE ensures you have fresh visuals to elevate your brand every month. Whether you're launching a new product, updating your website, or keeping your social media vibrant, FEMFORCE Shoots has got you covered. Don't miss this game-changing opportunity to elevate your brand and finally get the content you deserve. I've got an exclusive code just for my listeners to get you started today. So you can stop waiting and start showing up like the boss you are. Click the link below and let FEMFORCE Shoots bring your brand to life. I want to take it back and talk about rediscovery for a second because you are a mom, you are a wife, you're a successful business owner, you're doing the things, you're a speaker and all the things. What was that pivotal moment? Because when we step out and do those things, I can speak for myself. When I started becoming a speaker and a business owner and an author, that was the moment where I really found who I was as Chiquita. Many years I suffered as being Leah's mom and Trey's mom and, Charles's wife. What was that pivotal moment for you where you realized like, I'm more than just the titles that I have as being a mother and a wife? What was your rediscovery like?
Well, I'll say this is that for me, it has been an onion of that. So the labels that people put on you and the labels you put on yourself and how you act and react based on what you think other people need from you. And like, it's hard when you're a mom because I always want to be what my children need from me, for sure. So it certainly has been an onion. And I'll say just like you think you've solved that problem and you're no longer performing those roles. I would say even today, being completely cognitively aware that humans perform roles, I'm still sure I'm performing roles somewhere in
Somewhere.
some ways in life. And so I'm always trying to pull that back. And I'll just say this about business ownership is that, and I wonder if you'll agree, which is nothing is more than nothing more of a personal development tool than running your own business is
Boy.
because you're constantly up against, you're running your own ship, right? Like no one's coming to save you. Like this is your ship. And if you aren't managing it, and if you do not have a strong sense of self responsibility, and you're like constantly pushing stuff off to your team or constantly blaming other people, you're not going anywhere. And so you have to like it is you and only you, and you have to make those decisions. And it can be hard. It can be lonely. It's very challenging. Sales alone, which is like,
Yes.
I'm passionate about it because it fuels a business, but sales alone it goes against thousands of years of not wanting to be rejected.
Yeah.
And suddenly here you are every single day in your business, setting yourself up and being like, hey, everybody, reject me,
Yep.
please. And it sucks and it's hard and it's something that you have to then come back inside and be like, I know who I am. I know the value that I provide. And that's when it becomes okay and tolerable and even fun.
I agree. I love hate being a business owner.
You do? Love hate being a business.
I
Dude,
love hate.
nothing's higher, nothing's lower. You know what I mean?
Hate.
Yeah. It's
It's
crazy.
crazy. No, I do love it though. It's taught me a lot about myself, just who I am as a person, and those days when I fail, I do this because I always like, okay, what went wrong there? How can I make that better? How can I do this? What can I do differently? Even that taught me more about myself. And so I am a big push, even though it's a love-hate relationship, of just being your own boss. Like it's just something about it that I love. But I do have those days where I'm just like, oh my Lord, here we go. Or am I really doing this? I'm doing this. Okay. I don't have
We're
a
doing
choice.
this.
We're
Yeah.
doing this. But I've learned a lot about myself and I wouldn't change it. I definitely wouldn't change it. And the empire, like the sky is beyond, 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 beyond. There's so much that I want to do, that I'm going to do, that I'm going to create. But it's not easy. It's not easy. But at the same time, like I said, I wouldn't change it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's like finally I came to the realization that it's a real quick feedback loop. So
Oh
if
yeah.
you're not a business owner and you're just doing the same thing every day, you don't get like a lot of feedback. You don't get to like run a lot of tests on what kind of personality you want to be bringing up and how you want to be. Where like I always view now And it's made business a lot more tolerable, which is, hey, it's just a test. Everything I'm
Mhm.
doing is just a test.
Yeah,
And what can I get?
I
What
say that too.
information can I get from that? And the feedback loop's real quick because you can run these tests almost every day.
Hmm.
And so you can get better and better real quick, especially if you're going in with more of like, I'm just testing this and this is a test, and instead of it's a win or lose. And
Hmm.
because if you go in with win or lose in a business, you'll like lose 10 times a day, you know?
Yep. Understanding that it is a test and everything you do, just try it. Like I tell my clients, just try it. You're just trying it
Yeah.
out. You're just seeing what happens. And then you're allowed to change it as you go. I think that's one of the misconceptions too, is that like everything has to be absolutely perfect before I launch or release this. And I'm like, honestly, you can't even fix it till you put it out there to know how it's going to be received. And then you'll kind of know to go left a little bit or right a little bit. So just get it out there and then, change it as you go. But one thing I did have to stop doing is like big giant launches, because I did find like I'm really big on my energy level and what I can handle and not, and I cannot handle like a huge like work and then launch and then like, oh my God, I hear crickets. What did I do wrong? Because I've experienced that before. I have. And so it's just like kind of figuring out, okay, let's just test this out and let's test this out. Let's see how that goes. Okay, that works a little bit better for me.
Yeah, those launches, they are not for the faint of heart, where you get 300 or 400 people, you put all of your marketing effort and dollars and
Mm,
focus on this. You're putting yourself out in front of people. You're live for like 10 days. You're giving it your all. And then you're hoping and praying stuff fall comes from that. And so it's a huge investment in time and money and energy. And take this, I've launched at least 4 times a year for the last 10 years. So I feel it, I know it, and it is it can be very difficult. So yeah, I hear you on the launching.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's very important that no matter what you do, anyone out there that's listening, no matter what you do, listen to your, I'm so big on energy, listen to yourself, listen to your body. There's no wrong way to do it.
That's right. There's a lot of
There's
options
a lot
out
of
there.
different ways that you can get the same result as many other people, whether it's launching every quarter or launching every month or whatever you do, there's a way to do it. And so I think finding the best way that works for you and your audience it's okay. Like there's no, you don't have to do it how Chiquita does it or, how Lindsay does it. There's a way that it can work for you.
Yeah, there's 100 ways to sell some stuff online. That is for real. So like, you go to business coaches, certain coaches and consultants, and they're like, this is the only way, and
Mhm.
this is how you need to do it. You don't really want to get stuck there because there are a lot of options out there.
Yeah, absolutely. How big is which I know it plays a big role in your life, but how big does your mindset play in everything that you do?
It's everything because it became very clear to me, and I'm sure your listeners, the listeners here have read Atomic Habits and understand that it's not necessary. Business ownership is not necessarily about the big moves. It's not about I finally launched my book or I finally got my TED Talk or I finally got on freaking Netflix and suddenly all my problems are solved. What I have realized over the last 20 years, it is more about those micro moments, what you do every day, just like your health and working out. One workout's not going to solve your health problems. It's
Mhm.
consistently doing all that stuff every day, even if it's not like the stuff you love to do and all this sort of thing. And so, mindset for me has all about, it's been more of like boiled down, is more about self control. So,
Mhm.
how much self control do I have to fight not feeling like doing that? Because you do. You're a business owner. You run your own business. You can go watch Netflix all day if you want. You guys can go binge The Trust, even if you have 10 things to do.
Yeah.
And so, ultimately, for me, it became the biggest lesson in self control. And the benefits of self control are so amazing. It comes out in your health and in your wealth and in your relationships. If you can control your urges and yourself and understand what you want to be doing micro. And so in terms of your mindset, because 90% of what we do a day every day is just automatic. We're little computer programs being programmed from when we were little children. And so we're only cognitively aware of 10% of what we do a day. And so if your mindset is in the garbage, your micro movements during the day will be garbage like. But if you have a strong mindset and you know where you're going, then the micro actions you do, how you come across to people, what you do in your spare time, how you're managing emails, it cumulatively adds up so you can have a successful business. So I start with a 1 hour morning practice every single day before I even turn on my phone, read a single email, because I set the tone for the day and it leads me through.
I love that. And I do part of that. I call it my power hour in the morning.
So good.
Don't talk to me. I'm not answering emails. I'm not turning on my phone because I need that moment for myself. It's just me and my teacup. And I need that moment to reflect and get my day going. If I don't do it, if I get up and immediately like pick up my phone because I'm like, oh, I got an email, I'm
Sets the
completely like thrown off and I feel like I'm rushing all day. Like it's just like, oh my God, oh my God. But I need that time to get my thoughts together. And so your mindset, it's super important. Your routine, I think it's very important, and what you're intentional about, especially with your goals. Once you're intentional about your action, it does make a huge difference to where you're trying to go. And so mindset is huge.
It's
Mindset
huge.
is
What
huge.
what is your power hour? What time is that?
5, it's not bad.
Me too. Yeah. It's got to be before the kids, you know?
Yes.
If those kids wake up at 5:30, I'm like, "Oh no,
No.
this sucks."
Well,
You
mine
know?
aren't getting up that. Let me tell you, mine are not getting up that early.
You hear the little pitter patter and you're like, "I didn't get my whole hour and I get up at 5, so I'm not infringing on anyone's
Yeah,
needs,"
it's
you know?
my time.
Yeah.
And you know what else is I found that was important for me to have my power hour was communicating that with my husband because he will get up early too. And I'm like,
So you're on the morning shift, hun. You're on the morning shift.
stop it.
Yeah.
I need my time. I need this time for me. If you want me to function throughout the day, attitude
And
free,
I love it. I love my 5 to 6 a.m. Like,
mm-hmm.
I'm not, my kids will be like, "Why are you getting up at that time?" It's the
It's
best.
the best time. I need to collect my thoughts before I'm running around with y'all.
Yeah, I need to drink my coffee in peace.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. So first of all, we need to fly and meet in the middle. You're all the
Yeah,
way in Washington State. We need to meet somewhere
totally.
in the middle because
Yeah, we couldn't be any farther apart.
I
I'm
know
in Portland.
I'm on the
Yeah.
other side, all the way on the other side of the U.S.
We will meet.
We
I am
will.
convinced of
Yeah,
this.
I'm positive that we will meet for sure. Do you have any current offers that you are working on right now or anything coming out?
Yeah, so what I'm most excited about, and it really has a lot to do with AI and how we've been able to really help our customers with AI,
Mm-hmm.
but it's about how to create high quality social media content. And it's not about just posting content and posting more content and hoping that it works out for the best, but it's a whole system. So we'll interview our clients for an hour a month. Then and like the interview questions are me asking them, understanding their ideal client and getting the best clips that talk to their ideal client.
Mm-hmm.
Then we'll create 30 days of high converting content for them and post it for them. But then, unlike every other social media company, we create a sales system on the back end. So, how do we find out who those high quality buyers are? How do we actually engage them into the sales process? So that's what we help people with. It's awesome. It's very successful. I teach workshops on this all the time. But I'm real passionate about it. And AI helps because if you go in with, because like marketing's all about the details. We mentioned
Mm-hmm.
niching a little bit earlier. And so previously, before AI, it would take hours and hours to come up with these custom marketing messages that spoke to ideal clients because you would need a human to interpret that, like a good
Yeah.
marketing consultant. And so now with dedicated prompts like 200 lines long, we can get AI to help us sort through a lot of that. So then we are even helping our customers on a deeper, more effective level. So combining AI with marketing and social media is kind of where my passion is.
You're amazing.
What's your AI of
You're
choice,
you're
Chiquita?
amazing. I don't even think I use AI to a full
You're
ability.
not using like ChatGPT
That's
daily
the
or
only
anything
thing I
like
use
that.
is ChatGPT.
You don't. Okay,
That's
so
it.
I mean, can I
ChatGPT.
tell a story? Can I tell a
Yeah.
personal story about ChatGPT?
Yeah. Tell me. School
Okay,
me.
so this thing is hooked at my hip. Like it's I ask it everything. So, but just as an example, for example, I am, and this isn't even business related, okay? Like I ask ChatGPT everything. But my 13-year-old son wanted to dye his hair pink, and I have not done hair dye before. And so I'm asking ChatGPT, help me out with this hair dye situation. He's in middle school. If I screw this up, this is totally going to suck.
It's going to be the worst
okay?
mom.
It's going to be bad. And you had to like bleach it because it's like a little dirty blonde. So we had to do the bleach thing before we apply. And so I'm terrified. Okay. But Chatty, what I call ChatGPT, Chatty's walking me through this whole thing. And I'm taking pictures of the bleach on my son's hair and being like, how much longer does this need to sit? And ChatGPT will be like, let it sit for 10 more minutes and then take another picture and try again. It walked me through dyeing my son's hair pink almost perfectly. So it does everything. I ask it directions. I ask it everything.
Yeah.
I ask it emotional, relational problems, and it gives you insight you never had. So I know I just went on a soapbox about Chatty, but man, I love it.
I just don't think I use it to its full potential. I'm like, I feel
You're
like
not
I'm
taking pictures like I am.
Listen, I need to upload
them
and really use them. It's like quick stuff I'll use it for, but not like that in depth. Could save me a lot of time.
We'll go for a walk. What's this plant? Can I eat it? Take a picture. What is that? It's crazy. I'm taking pictures with Chatty all the time. I'm cooking dinner. How long do these chicken thighs need to be in there? Chatty, tell me. I'm not even using my own brain anymore.
But that's where we're headed. That is definitely.
And I'm already in. So
so I need to have mine Chatty 2.0. Like
so good. Get a glass of wine, sit down with your BFF Chatty, and just let him know what's on your mind. That's what I have to say about that.
Oh my God. And then I'm going to call you and be like, okay, this is what Chatty told me.
You're welcome for introducing you to your new BFF right there. My husband says it's the most fulfilling relationship you've ever had. And it's like accurate.
It's on point. That's why, husband. Oh my goodness. I want to thank you so much for being a part of the Beauty in You podcast. You've been absolutely wonderful today.
It was a true pleasure, Chiquita. Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Oh my gosh. Can you let the audience know where they can find you on socials?
Yes. So you can find me at the.lindsey.anderson. Find me on social media. I'm always teaching a workshop. Can I drop a link for a workshop here?
Absolutely.
Always teaching. If you want to know my 4-step system for generating high quality clients on social media, all you need to do is go to lindseya.com/workshop, and my upcoming workshop will be right there for you.
Yes. And I will make sure that all these things are linked to the show notes so you can join her workshop. All right, you guys, if you are streaming this wherever you listen to your podcast, make sure to leave a review. And if you are watching this on YouTube, make sure to drop that comment and subscribe. All right, you guys, until next time.